Joining me now is Representative Vicky Hartzler, a pro-life Republican from Missouri. Congresswoman Hartzler, welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Pro-life groups told the White House today they want, as one of their many demands, to end the funding of fetal tissue research. And we obtained a draft letter to the Department of Health and Human Services that you sponsored, asking Secretary Azar to cancel a contract for $15 million of fetal tissue research. $9 million of it is already on its way to the University of California. Now, this contract requires the use of bone marrow, livers, and thymuses of unborn babies 17 to 24 weeks old. You've commended the Trump administration's pro-life efforts. We're almost 2 years in. Are you disappointed with the administration that funding of this sort has not ended?
Well, I applaud that they are taking steps now to stop this. They did earlier, a few weeks ago, stop a contract of almost $16,000 through the FDA that was going to be going to contractors who sell baby body parts through the Food and Drug Administration. And they did pull that contract. Now we're asking them to not renew this $13 million contract that's going to the University of California at San Francisco that, like you said, uses the aborted baby parts of babies between 17 and 24 weeks old. And we know that babies, when they're 20 weeks old, can feel pain, and that if they're 22 weeks old, they could survive outside of the womb. And so to think that a baby who could survive is dismembered in a very painful way, and then their tissue is used for research, is just abhorrent, and it's a terrible use of tax dollars. And so I've had conversations with Secretary Azar, as well as we sent this letter with several members of Congress here asking them to not renew this contract and to go a step further and to develop more ethical ways to do research and to stop any future contracts from being funded with taxpayer dollars that use fetal tissue.
Sure.
And I was encouraged that Secretary Azar reiterated he is pro-life, the administration is pro-life, and they are looking for a positive solution. So I'm hopeful that we will
Let's talk about
find
another
a
solution. The then President Ronald Reagan in 1988 put a temporary hold on government-funded studies of fetal tissue that came from aborted babies. Should or could President Trump do the same thing?
I believe so. I believe they could do a moratorium on any further funding. We are asking for that. I'm going to be meeting with Secretary Azar tomorrow, and that's one of the solutions that we're going to talk about, and I'm very hopeful that we can get this.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Representative Vicky Hartzler, Republican from Missouri.